Hello and good evening. Welcome to my webinar. My name is Dr. Pamela Frank. I'm a licensed naturopathic doctor in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I'm here this evening to talk to you about the keto diet. Any of these diets that I'm discussing, last week was Go Paleo, I've tried myself, so I would never recommend something to somebody else that I have not had a personal experience with. So let's get into it and find out more about the keto diet. So what is a ketogenic diet? As explained by Dr. Andreas Eenfeldt, a Swedish doctor specializing in family medicine, a keto or ketogenic diet is a very low-carb diet which turns the body into a fat-burning machine. It has many proven benefits for weight loss, health, and performance. Ketones are small molecules that are produced in your liver and are used as fuel throughout your body. On a ketogenic diet, Dr. Eenfeldt writes, your entire body switches its fuel supply to run almost entirely on fat. Insulin levels become very low and fat burning increases dramatically. It becomes easy to access your fat stores and to burn them off. This is obviously great if you're trying to lose weight, but there are also other less obvious benefits, such as less hunger and a steady supply of energy. Next, let's take a look in greater detail at the benefits of eating a keto diet. Losing the keto way. The number one reason why people choose a ketogenic diet is to lose weight. And by limiting carbohydrates and sugars, your body burns fat faster. According to the Obesity Medicine Association, what makes the ketogenic diet a successful option for losing weight is that when your body uses fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates, it puts your body into a state of ketosis that allows your body to break down fat into ketones, and it is that energy consumption shift that produces weight loss. There's a video from Megan Kelly today that tells the story of Susan Ryan, who lost 120 pounds on the ketogenic diet on YouTube. There's also lots of inspiration on Instagram if you're looking for inspiring before and after pictures for ketogenic diet. Curbing that diet. Another benefit of the diet is that a low-carb diet is more likely to curb hunger cravings that are often associated with dieting. Dr. Robert Atkins explains this best. After a couple of days, you will find that you are in control of your appetite. That's because once your body's 2-day supply of glycogen, which is stored glucose, diminishes and you make the switch to primarily burning fat, lipolysis suppresses your appetite. Lipolysis is breakdown of fat. To best understand lipolysis suppression, health writer Stephen Christensen explains that when your energy needs increase or your blood glucose levels fall, the production of hormones that mobilize your energy stores begins to rise. These hormones, such as glucagon and adrenaline, stimulate lipolysis, which involves the breakdown of triglycerides that are stored in your fat tissue. Cutting back on those cravings is a definite plus when you're trying to lose those extra pounds. We'll provide some tasty recipes that are great for getting you on your way to losing later in this webinar. In addition to weight loss, a ketogenic diet reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. When we consume carbohydrates, your body produces higher levels of blood glucose, which in turn promotes higher insulin production. By eliminating carbohydrates from our diets, the body no longer stores glucose, preventing your body from producing too much insulin. Thus, the blood sugar levels are maintained at optimal health levels. This can help reverse insulin resistance, which is the contributing factor to diabetes. Despite the ketogenic diet being high in fat, the diet has proven to reduce heart disease markers like high cholesterol and triglycerides while raising good cholesterol. Okay, let's jump right in and find out how we can start reaping the benefits of a keto lifestyle. Okay, so now that we understand what the ketogenic diet is and we've gone over some of the benefits, let's get into what foods make up the keto diet. Keto acceptable foods include non-starchy vegetables, berries, meats, organ meats, peas and green beans, healthy fats like ghee, coconut oil, and olive oil, lime and lemons, nut butters and nut milks, bone broth, gelatin, vinegar, shellfish and other seafood, nuts and seeds, herbs and spices, fish, avocado, olives, coffee, tea, coconut, eggs, stevia, and mustard. So, what should we get rid of? What to ditch? Now let's take a look at what we'll be removing from our diet. All sugars, white sugar, fructose, corn syrup, honey, glucose, brown sugar, lactose, maple syrup, agave, and coconut sugar. All grains, wheat, white flour, quinoa, rye, couscous, rice, wheat flour, oats, barley, cornmeal, corn, rice, flour, millet, bran, and buckwheat. Most fruits, canned fruit, apples, oranges, pears, peaches, pomegranates, grapes, watermelon, cantaloupe, kiwi, dates, bananas, cherries, mangoes, apricot, papaya, and figs. All processed foods like sodas, juices, and alcohol. There's a long list on the KetoSummit.com website of foods to avoid. So breakfast. Breakfast is often a tricky one. People are trying to figure out what to have that doesn't include toast and cereal. There are lots of options for breakfast, both savory and sweet. So whatever you're craving, there are plenty of healthy recipes for you. There's a crustless mini quiche recipe on ditchthecarbs.com. There's a chard and sausage hash recipe on ketodietapp.com. And there are maple sausage patties on alldayidreamaboutfood.com. And healthy lunch, what are you going to eat for lunch? For a lot of us, lunch happens on the go or is eaten without too much thought. With our busy lives, planning and preparing healthy lunches is going to be a bit of a challenge, but it's worth it to take the time to prep for your day to maintain your energy levels throughout the day. Here are some ideas for you. There's a crisp salami and cheese recipe on sugarfreemom.com. There's a mini pepper nachos recipe on alldayidreamaboutfood.com. And there's a cauliflower fritters recipe on lowcarbmaven.com. And then dinner. Dinner is a time to sit down with the family and discuss the events of the day over a delicious, nutritious meal. Planning and eating well is a great way to be present in the moment and to share something special with your family. Some meals for dinner to try include sausage fried rice with cauliflower rice on peaceloveandlowcarb.com, keto lasagna on thedietdoctor.com, and stuffed manicotti on mariamindbodyhealth.com. And saving the best for last. Finally, rest assured, dessert can still be on the table. Thankfully, so many people have made the move to healthy eating, resulting in countless healthy recipes out there that soothe your sweet tooth without all of the added sugar. Here's just a few of the healthy options. Mom's Texas Brownies on beautyandthefoodie.com, no-bake cheesecake on ketoconnect.net, and keto chocolate chip cookies on keto-.com. It's essential that when you're trying to change bad eating habits, always to be prepared for those sneaky cravings. Without something at the ready for that midday or exercise craving, it's easy to fall off track for something packaged and quick. Here are some great snacks to have on hand for those cravings. Homemade apple chips from paleogrubs.com, vanilla pumpkin seed clusters from wallflowerkitchen.com, soy sauce marinated deviled eggs from ruled.me, and spicy sausage cheese dip from ruled.me. So there's a lot of myths flying around as to keto diet. As with any diet, there are always naysayers or just honest questions from people that don't understand. Let's take a look at a few of the myths out there surrounding the ketogenic lifestyle. Myth number 1, your brain needs glucose to maintain healthy function. A ketogenic diet does not provide that. The truth from Keto Crate, an online food subscription website, most people are aware that the brain is powered by glucose. Very few are aware that it can also run on ketones, and that ketones may actually burn more efficiently with less waste. Once your body has become fully keto adapted, the brain gets up to 75% of its energy needs from ketones. The remaining 25% glucose needed by the brain can be obtained by processing dietary proteins. Carbohydrates are not necessary to this process. In fact, your body can take those proteins and turn them into glucose. In some instances, what I've seen with patients is they're overdoing the protein in their diet, and because of that, they're still generating too much glucose. Myth number 2, a ketogenic diet is not nutritionally sufficient for proper vitamin absorption, resulting in serious vitamin deficiencies. The truth, according to Ellen Davis, author of Ketogenic Diet Resource, in practice, you'll probably consume more vitamins and minerals on a ketogenic diet than you did on a standard American diet, as long as you are eating whole foods, natural fats, meats, leafy green vegetables, and not packaged low-carb junk food. Myth number 3, a ketogenic diet raises cholesterol, which could increase the risk of heart disease. Ellen Davis, the author of Ketogenic Diet Resource, writes, "This, I think, is the biggest myth associated with low-carb ketogenic diets. It's based on the lie that saturated fat and cholesterol cause arteriosclerosis and heart disease. There has never been any scientific study, published or unpublished, which links cholesterol and saturated fat intake to heart disease. Of course, the best fats come from things like nuts, nut butters, seeds, avocados, clean oils, salmon, and other lean meats. So focus your attention there for those fats." When making the switch from a standard American diet to a low-carb diet, like the ketogenic diet, your body will need a little time to adjust to your new eating habits. Because the standard American diet is higher in carbohydrates, your body will need to prepare itself to live on a ketogenic diet or a diet without carbohydrates. The adjustment period is known as the Keto Flu, and it will typically last for a week or two. Here are some of the symptoms that you may experience: fatigue, sugar cravings, dizziness, difficulty focusing or brain fog, nausea, difficulty getting to sleep, irritability, stomach irritability. Luckily, there are some things you can do to lessen your discomfort. Some ways to combat the keto flu: add some more fats. This will give your body the added energy it needs while making the conversion from using glucose to using ketones for fuel. Add more calories. Remember that you're coming off a high-carb diet, so you will need some added calories as you transition to leaner foods, especially if you are active. Add more salts. Your insulin levels will drop on the ketogenic diet, and in doing so, your body will not retain excess water, thus losing sodium. Drink enough water. Due to water loss, you may experience headaches, fatigue, and nausea in the first few days. Make sure you're drinking plenty to ease these side effects. An excellent way to get many of the nutrients needed in that first week is to drink a tasty, warm bone broth, which provides fat, calories, salt, and water to your diet to help carry you through that first week. You can make your own bone broth at home. It's super simple. You just throw chicken or something with a bone in it into the slow cooker, add maybe a little bit of water and some apple cider vinegar just to extract all the nutrients, and leave it for 5 or 6 hours. And voila, there you go with bone broth. Don't forget to check in along your journey to celebrate your successes. What you're embarking on is not easy, and there will be many struggles along the way, so make sure you create a fun way to acknowledge your hard work by doing something special. You decide how often you want to check in and schedule it so that those days never get missed, and so there's something to look forward to each week or month. I'd suggest every 2 weeks, doing a little weigh-in, see how things are going. And you're off. We've covered a fair bit today. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry, you've got this. You came here for a reason. You're interested in the ketogenic diet. You want to make more informed, better decisions on the food you eat for your health and your well-being. You're on your way to making a difference in your life, and we hope that the tools provided today are just what you needed to get started. Many thanks for coming to this webinar. It means a lot to me to be able to share this information with people who are ready to make a difference in their lives and ready to take charge. Now it's time to implement some of the things we discussed. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. I'm always happy to help. My number is 416-481-0222. My name again is Dr. Pamela Frank. I'm a licensed naturopathic doctor in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I have been for the last 20 years. My email address is pfrank, N like Nancy, D like David, at forcesofnature.ca. That's pfranknd at forcesofnature.ca. And my website is naturopathtoronto.ca. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on all the social media. Thank you so much again for coming, and I hope you enjoyed this information. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will answer you directly. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.